Hello, I'm John Tibbetts. Today I'm talking to Audra Lindley, one of the stars of John Steinbeck's Cannnery Row, an MGM United Artists release. I've had the good fortune to see it in Monterey here, and it's a pleasure to talk to you, Miss Lindley.
Thank you.
You portray a very interesting character in Cannnery Row. Not only do you deal with a lot of young ladies, but you sort of uplift them at the same time. Why don't you tell us about Fauna and what she does?
Well, she wants all of her girls, as she calls them, to become ladies, and they are the dregs. She gets it at her house, and she teaches them she wants to teach them how to set tables and where to put the oyster fork and the consommé spoon. They don't even know what an oyster or consommé. I mean, it's almost an impossible job. But she makes them walk with books on their heads, and the books
remain rarely read, I suspect.
Oh no, I don't think they know how to read. And then she has happy hour every afternoon, and they have tea, but they learn to serve tea in china cups. And the bums, you know, the boys from Cannnery Row, all these bums who are always drinking their booze out of paper bags, come and they've got tea and they drink it and they spit it back in the cups. And she wants to marry her girls off and better their lives.
Especially Deborah Winger now, with a little romance there with her and Nick Nolte.
Fauna fixes her up with Nick, and well, actually she cons Nick into taking her out on a date, but she's being a matchmaker, and she wants her to be a lady, get married, and stop being a whore.
I'd like to talk a little bit about your career. I know so many people out there have already recognized you, of course, from the Ropers. I understand that you were a trick horseback rider.
Oh no!
What in the world is?
Well, I did that when I was in high school. I got a job as a double in a movie by learning to ride side saddle. It was a period picture. And I learned to ride side saddle, and I loved riding horses. And I had to jump, so I practiced jumping side saddle. And I got the job.
Was this the sort of thing that got you into the Max Reinhardt acting school, or did that come later?
This was for fun and money. And I worked a long time on the picture. And for doubling and doing all those tricks, they paid me $50 a day. In those days, that was a lot of money.
Incidentally, you were in one of my favorite all-time pictures, The Heartbreak Kid. I love that film. I think it's slowly going to find more and more of an audience. That must have been an interesting experience with such a powerhouse
cast. It wasn't a very good role. I mean, the role was so interior. There was almost nothing I could do.
But the cucumbers were so sincere.
Chuck Grodin had all the lines. Oh yeah, those cucumbers, boy. That dinner scene was wonderful, wasn't it? I loved that scene. But she was such a dull lady. She was one of these women who were afraid of her husband and always trying to make peace and make people feel comfortable and playing the perfect housewife role, you know. And he was a really scary Eddie Albert.
Oh, yes. A brick wall.
Oh, boy. And this poor woman in the shadow of her husband, you know, trembling.
Now, there's certainly nothing dull, however, about Fauna and Cannnery Row. And with just a few seconds that we have left, Kansas City audiences, why should they come and see this film? Why don't you tell them? Oh,
you should come and see the film because it is an exquisite film. It's a beautiful fantasy with the most gorgeous Sven Nykvist photography, and Deborah Winger is so wonderful, and Nick Nolte and Frank McRae. It's just fantastic, and these characters are so colorful, and the whole thing is just beautiful. It's so warm. It's somebody said last night, it's such a nice film. You know, you can bring all your kids.
There's certainly nothing I can add to this.
Oh, God, it's just heaven. I love it.
I want to thank you for talking to me. Audra Lindley of Cannnery Row. I'm John Tibbetts. Thank you very much.